Boy, Ben, 40 minutes, 23 points, 7 rebounds, 7 blocks, and 3 steals. Let's talk about the team as a whole to begin. A little bit of a struggle early on trying to crack that 2-3 zone, but once you guys got rolling, what were the things you guys did well to finally find some flow on offense?
I think we just did a good job of being patient with the ball, because the way you beat a zone is really just pump fake it to get it to move and then pass it to the open guy. So we're more patient, I guess, once we were able to crack it.
No panic or alarm set in when you guys were not getting those shots to drop early and a couple of shot clock violations?
I mean, the Boston College game was a lot worse than that, so we knew we were going to come back in it.
Why did you tell me you didn't feel like you got 7 blocks?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really keep track. I guess I didn't really get that many big blocks, so I didn't really register in my head.
I know the folks listening can't see it, but the folks who are watching this on television can. I mean, your forearms are all scratched up and cuts all over. Those are certainly some badges of honor for the work you guys did down low. What was it like playing in that atmosphere? It was a Lethal Weapon 3 reunion. Not only were they here, Bobby Cremins was here, Drew Barry, Marcus Georges-Hunt, Jarrett Jack. I'm sure they would have approved of that type of performance, that type of hustle. What did that mean to you to see that kind of enthusiasm throughout the ballgame?
It was great. I mean, it's always good to have those kind of guys coming back. But besides them, just the entire crowd itself was amazing to play in front of it. It's a lot more fun to play in front of a large crowd.
Yeah. We talked with Josh Pastor before the Miami game, and he said that Miami's zone in many ways resembled Syracuse's. Maybe not as effective, they're not as well schooled in it as Syracuse, but a lot of the same tendencies. What did you guys learn from trying to work the ball against Miami's zone the other night that you were able to apply to tonight?
I mean, it's pretty much the same thing I already said. As in, pretty much any zone you play against, the first couple of possessions you're just testing it out to see how they rotate. And once you calm down, take your time, pass fake, and look for the open man. That's pretty much it.
We had a hunch that Todrick Jackson would need to have a big game for you guys to compete tonight, and that's what he did. 20 points. He was 8 of 15 from the floor. What did he mean to the offense tonight?
That's great. I mean, when he's on, it's pretty hard to stop him. He's just a great offensive weapon. It's just he needs to work on his consistency a little bit, but he's just when he's on, you can't stop him really.
Yeah, fearless when he has the ball in his hands.
Oh God, yeah. But I mean, it's he can make some difficult shots, so he definitely gives us a great boost on our offensive end.
Now, sometimes better to be fearless than reckless, and certainly Todrick was on the side of fearless tonight. Now, down the stretch, you had that 9-point lead, and Syracuse, as has been their wand all season long, they made it really a white-knuckle finish. What were the conversations in the huddle just to keep guys maintaining their composure and make sure you closed it out the right way?
I mean, it was just, keep calm. Every team makes their run. Unfortunately, they made theirs a little too close to the end, but we need to, again, it was the same thing as in just take your time. They're going to rush you up. They can't attack you, so just hold the ball, be strong, and try to make the right pass.
I got to ask you as we close things out, what do you think it is about your game that makes you so well-suited to being a factor offensively against a 2-3 zone like Syracuse?
I think it's just because, a little bit of a duality, and I can, score from the high post. I can also score from the low post, and also I like to think I'm fairly good at passing. So I can be a distributor from most positions, which can be difficult with the zone.
You had 2 of Georgia Tech's 19 assists tonight, 9th in the nation in assist rate, and Georgia Tech got an assist on 19 of his 26 buckets, which surpasses your season percentage coming in. Ben Lambert's 23 points, 7 rebounds, 4 of them were offensive, 7 blocks, 3 steals, 2 assists. 40 minutes, second straight game in which you logged 40 minutes. I believe that would be the first time since Matt Harpering back in 1996 or so that a guy has worked back-to-back 40-minute games. You have earned the rest. Not too much, though, because we're back here on Tuesday versus NC State. You can already see a roll in your eyes, but for now, enjoy this one, Ben.
Thank you.
First, Coach, big-time atmosphere tonight. What'd you think of it?
Well, I thought the crowd gave us a great lift. I thought the student section was just amazing. The crowd was great. Once again, the crowd came through for us and gave us that 6th and 7th man that we've needed and helped us and willed us to another great victory here in the ACC. So thank you to the crowd. Thank you to the student section. Great win versus a very good Syracuse team. I thought the biggest, when we won the game was we were down 9 in the end of the first half. And we did the same thing against Boston College. We were down, and we made a run at the end of the first half to cut the lead. I thought coming out of that zone, we changed defense, or out of the timeout, we changed defenses, and then we got him a turnover, and then Todrick Jackson hit that 3, gave us some life, and then we just really, kept making shots, played well. And listen, Syracuse, they've done this. They were down 12 points to Virginia at their place, and they came back to beat them. Last year Virginia had them down by 17 with like 8 minutes to go, and Syracuse came back to go to the Final Four. They've had a few teams where they've been down. Clemson had them down. Syracuse has been down, but they've made these runs. And I was like, goodness gracious, but we made plays towards the end. We took care of the ball. 19 assists on 26, made field goals. Quentin Stevens, he was amazing today. 8 assists, was so good defensively. And we really guarded. White had those 3 threes the first half, but the second half, I think he was 1 for 8 or something from 3. We really guarded. And defensively, they shot 35% from the field and 26% from 3. They came in as one of the better shooting teams in the ACC from 3-point range. We really guarded them, and they were a team that was high assist on made. They were actually a team that had a pretty good assist rate, but they only had 13 assists on 25 made field goals. So really proud of our guys.
It took a while for your team to get his sea legs against that 2-3 zone, but what ultimately turned it around? And like you'd mentioned, end of the first half, beginning of the second half, it turned into a 26-5 run. Well,
Andy, you can't simulate that zone. I mean, in our zone, even though we play zone, our zone's different than theirs. It's different. So, you practice it against the 2 days in scout team, but it's not the same with their length and size and hands. And I thought just as we settled down, we got good stuff out of it, and then we were being aggressive, and we used the words poise and patience and confident, and to continue to have a swagger. And just really proud of our guys. Heck of a win. Great win in front of a great crowd on national television. Just really proud of our young men.
And national radio as well.
There you go.
Yeah,
national
not
radio.
On Sirius XM. Had to drop that in for
No, that's important. And the more we can get national, the better.
Let's talk about the job you guys did on Andrew White. He had 7 consecutive games at 20 or more points. He held him to 17 points, but on 16 field goals. And like you said, just 1 3-pointer after halftime. He led the ACC in 3-pointers per game. And all of his 3-pointers in the first half seemed to come in a flurry. It seems like he could never get a clean look in the second half. What kind of job did you do defensively on him to put him in that straitjacket?
Well, I think that the thing that we did better the second half was we were better in transition defense. He got a couple of his threes in transition. There was 1 or 2 times we were in transition defense and we just ran right by him. And the other time they had a couple offensive rebounds where they found him off the second chance. They swung it around and got the guy for a 3. But what I would tell you is we were better in transition defense and finding them and finding him in where we needed to find him at, and we guarded him. And I thought we were active with our hands. I think we had 6 kills going into the last, meaning 6 times we had 3 different times in the game, 6 different times in the game where we had 3 stops in a row. We had 6 going into the last media timeout. So I don't know if we ended up with 1 there or not, but we had 6. I know we had 6. So in the end, just defensively, we guarded. We had active hands, and I thought we were poised and confident and patient when we got the ball in the middle against their zone as well.
He had 2 guys cross the 20-point barrier. Ben Lammers, 23 points, also added 7 rebounds, 7 blocks, 3 steals. And Todrick Jackson, 20 points. Didn't have his best outing versus Miami in the midweek, but 8 of 15 helped spark you with his athletic ability, especially in the open floor. What delighted you about each of those guys' efforts tonight?
Well, Ben Lammers was terrific. He was, he might have been the best player on the floor of either team. I mean, he was terrific. And I would tell you that Todrick Jackson, I think that 3 at the end of the half kind of got him going. I started in the second half, and he took advantage of it and made some big plays, especially around the basket. And we scored, and he did a nice job defensively.
Well, no rest for the weary, like you said, but tonight you hold Syracuse at 35% shooting, 26% from 3, 8 of 30. And in the first of 2 late-season showdowns with the Orange, you get the better of them tonight, 71-65, and now 7 ACC wins. Pretty good perch to occupy, and I know you made a lot of former NBA players who are watching here tonight, and Georgia Tech legends very happy.
Well, it's February 19th. From where we started in April, to have 7 ACC wins, 16 wins overall. I'm telling you, people, fans, this is nothing short of amazing. And it's not me or anything. It's the players. The players, what they have done, the credit that they deserve and have earned to form as a team. And to be able to do that from where we started in our first practices, and people coming through and saying, you're not winning a game in the league. You might not win even 5 games for the entire year. I mean, and to see how we've improved and gotten better, just it's miraculous, and it's such a credit to our young men. And we got 2 home games left tomorrow or Tuesday at 8 p.m. and then the following Tuesday at 9, and we need the crowd to come out again and give us a big lift. Our players have earned that right. How much they've improved and become as a team, they've earned that right.